right, how do we? What do we?
Hey, we're live.
All right,
Just like
we're
that.
Nice
live.
shot. Are we going?
It's that easy. We're here.
Mm.
So
Josh has
bed's
got his
eating
food.
something.
He's ready to
Mm-hmm.
go.
I woke
Gonna
up from
bring
my
the
nap.
energy after he gets himself a little nutrition.
This is my first time
Uh,
eating today.
You
oh
got
yeah,
your workout
Hmm.
in, got your
I
streaming in.
saw.
Oh yeah, I stole that from Nate.
It's good. You gotta stay active when you're in the
Mm-hmm.
dungeon.
Absolutely.
Can't be. Blood clots are real.
Well, gentlemen, it's hard to
Heart
believe it, but
palpitations.
we are already on episode number 4 of the Hold the Line podcast. Welcome in. It's
Crazy.
been almost a
Time
month.
flies.
Time
It's been
flies
almost
when
a
you're in the
month
dungeon.
since EA dropped. Tomorrow will mark 1 month.
A
How do
month
you
of
guys
Dark
feel
and
about that?
Darker. It doesn't even feel like a month. I,
It doesn't.
I'm still playing 12 hours a day. I'm not bored. I'm not burnt out. I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, Dark and Darker. Let's go, baby. And that's so rare for
I
like
love
me
it.
for
That
games.
was
Yeah,
going to be one of my first questions. Are you burnt out? So you already answered it. Not at all, huh?
not at all. Not at all. Most games I play, I go hard, I go hard, I go hard, and then I'm like, all right, I'm over it. I've had my fill. But Dark and Darker, I'm like, it's a new day. I'm gonna do something different. The gameplay loop is always refreshing, and I'm always having fun.
So what have you been doing recently to keep it fresh? You just trying out new classes, doing different types of
Today,
runs?
I started my bard, so
Okay.
we've been playing songs. I kind of hate it, but
Oh, amen, brother.
it's a bit of a chore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for all my bard teammates that I played with in the past because they have a lot of work to do. They have to hit so many buttons. They have to play so many songs, and I'm over here yelling at them. Where's my clarity? Where's my tranquility? Give me my buffs. What's going on, you shitty bard player? And now I see. I'm like, okay,
Now you understand. Yep.
maybe I'm the problem.
It's
So
that like
you,
triple S tier class that you feel like you have to unlock by challenging it to 1v1, and then you get it. And then once you get it, you're not even sure if you want to use it.
Yeah. I basically made the bard because the barbarian drums got nerfed, and I'm like, I still want to throw drums. So I'm like,
Drums.
I'm
Yep.
gonna level this bard up, and then we're gonna start throwing drums at people, and
there you
we'll
go.
go from there. We'll go
Now
from
we're
there.
now we're to the core. We're to the real reason Nate just missed throwing the drums at people.
Yeah. We got to level though, so we have to hit like some of these songs while we level until we get to traders and buy all the drums, and we'll be drinking ale and throwing drums in no time for sure.
I love it.
And slamming people with your loot.
Oh yeah, but there's so many instruments. So you
Yes,
play bard arcane.
I do.
How do you from like the more casual perspective? How does bard feel for you?
Fantastic. I love it. But I took it as a personal challenge to try to be halfway decent at Bard solo, and like the data nerd in me was like, okay, I have to come up with a system. Like my spell wheel should be built in a way that's going to allow for the best usability with the way I have my instruments and my belt, and I should always know which instrument pairs with which wheel and which song. So I started out that way and then realized that really the S tier, in at least in my mind, one aspect of it, bard players are the ones that can just play the notes without looking at it anymore. So if you don't have to look at the bottom of
Mhm.
the screen and you just know where those are,
Yeah, I'm
then
not there yet.
you've arrived. Like I've played bard a lot and I'm not there yet. There's only a couple songs where I can kind of do it. And the beats are like the rhythm, the timing is usually for most of the songs, it's just 1,000, 1,000, right? And you're like on every second beat and you can still miss it. It's just crazy,
Mhm.
especially if you're trying to note skip, which you can kind of do again. But yeah, man, it's fun. I dig it, but it's also exhausting at the same time.
Yeah, I've been playing Bard and I've been like playing my songs and I realize I'm not even looking at the game anymore. I'm just staring at my little mini game and I'm like, wow, I have no idea what's actually going on the map. I'm just so focused on playing these songs and it's kind of weird. I
Yep.
understand it'll come in time, but like as long as you get the audio cues, I'll be able to play them without looking at them. But like just starting off as Bard is very intimidating.
Yeah. No
Not to,
doubt
and
about it.
not to mention you're super squishy and stuff. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Though. It is actually a lot of fun, but very APM intensive.
For sure.
It reminds me of healing in World of Warcraft when you have all your raid frames and you're just trying to heal everybody and you have actually no idea what's happening in the overall fight.
Yeah, you're just staring at the frames the entire
Yeah,
time.
just
Yeah,
frames, like
exactly,
trying to like
exactly.
purge stacks and heal, and you're like, I hope we're winning.
Hope we're winning. Have you played Bard at all, Sobi?
Yeah. Actually, somebody in my chat was really generous, and they donated like $20 for me to try it because we were several days into the wipe, and I hadn't given it a go yet.
Oh, and it was still a
And
paid class at that point, right?
it was a paid class, and I actually had paid for it anyway right at the start of the wipe because I was going to make class guides. And so what had happened was I loaded up Goblin Cave, and I hit the drums, I hit the flute, I played my ocarina, and then I deleted the class because I don't want to do all of those things to be ready for combat. I would like to push the W button and the left click. And I've made many subclasses who excel at that exact thing. And Bard, it's just not there. It's just not there for me, and I don't think it ever will be. I have accepted that I am not so Bard strange.
I feel like the 10 spells wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't 10 spells plus 4 instruments and like having a full tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a lot. They could probably make some quality of life changes to Bard.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to. I feel like all
just
the 2-minute
reduce one
buffs-
instrument. Just reduce one instrument. So you can just have one tool belt that's devoted to your instruments, and you don't have to go back and forth between the two. That would be a huge win right off the bat.
Yeah, that too. Or like delegating the songs to the instruments like better. Like maybe all of your buffs are one instrument while all of your offensive spells are a different instrument. All of your utility spells are a different instrument. Like you have like utility spells and offensive spells and debuffs on flute, then you have like fucking clarity and tranquility and 5-minute 2-minute buffs on your harp or whatever your
right
flute. And it's like it's just very mixed and matched when really you could just kind of organize it better and it'd be a little less intimidating for your average player.
No doubt.
It's a little gripe. I haven't played. I don't have much experience yet. I don't really know the ins and outs yet. But just my first impression on Bard is it could be cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, when I started playing, I just did 3 instrument. My whole kit was 3 instruments. I dumped the lute altogether. I think that's the right thing. The yellow songs like Chaotic Discord and all those. I dumped those, and then it turns out like you miss what is it, Aria of Alacrity, which is a pretty damn good buff to have. It's 122nd one. So so I went back to 4, and yeah, it would feel better if it was 3. I dig the class. Josh, you made a comment. I can't remember if it was in one of these podcasts or maybe when we were playing after week 1. You mentioned that if they've done this to Bard, like what is Warlock gonna look like when it gets fully fleshed out?
Yep, I died to a curse lock yesterday. That was one of the most kitted players I'd ever seen, and it wasn't even close. I was in like a 2 GK set on my solo cleric. I hadn't died on cleric in like 5 days, and this curse lock, I actually saw him pre-lobby. He was in legacy gear, so he had like +3 all attribute gear on almost everything. And so I knew right away it was going to be like the fight of the century. So I started talking to a barbarian in the lobby. I was like, hey, we gotta team up. Let me get his chest piece and his pants, and you can have the rest. And he had like a ton of +3 all, but I knew he actually agreed, and he was in the box next to me. So immediately we were friends. We were like rolling through the dungeon together. We ran into another barbarian and like a ranger, and the curse lock came in and killed all 5 of us. Like I hit him with Holy Strike, I hit him with Divine Strike, I hit him with Judgment, and after I died, I went to spectate. There's 5 bodies there, and he's just at full health. Like he just cursed like 1 curse on like 2 or 3 of us. It was just eating damage, and I just thought someone's got to stop this curse lock.
See,
like this,
you made a mistake.
Is juiced.
You thought having teammates and more players would help you against the lock, but really you just recruited more blood bags
for
the Warlock to heal off of.
He was King Vampire.
Yeah.
He had many humans upside down. And the other part was he just didn't miss. Like even when everybody else was dead, it was just basically 1v1. And he just wasn't missing. And like I don't know, I was doing the thing, I was like looking up and throwing my hands up and crouching left, right, and he just every curse was hitting me. And I was like, I'm dead. Like I used all 4 of my heals, and I still just got smoked. And it wasn't bad though. I typically only go out in like 3,000 worth of gear or less, and I'm way up right now because of the changes to Legacy. I'm up 100k, so I just feel like I feel good. Yesterday, yeah, especially yesterday when was it yesterday or 2 days ago that they made the Legacy changes? Was it yesterday's patch?
2 days ago, 1 day ago.
Two
I don't
days,
know.
yeah,
I think it was
I don't
They're
know
all
either.
blending
I'm sure
together.
it's 26 hours a day. Anyway, right when I saw that they were gonna patch, they did it like 30 minutes before, and I was like, holy shit, that means I have the 30 minutes before they patch, and then the 30 minutes when you're already in game and they're patching, like you can just sit and trade. And I bought so many legacy items. I bought like a zillion +3 all long swords, a ton of +3 all jewelry. Like just anything with +3 all, if I could get it for under 300, I was like, yes, like I'm buying this. And I bought a lot for like 150 to 300. And now today they're
Nice.
all worth 1 to 2 GK, and like it's just
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
stonks because they're
Yeah.
gonna be lost to swarm. Like there's no way we're like they're gonna run out, and theoretically it's basically the best item in the game now. Even at green with +3 all, it's gonna be really strong. It's
Right.
It's
almost
funny,
as
like
good as
a
artifacts.
few hours before the patch notes, I think somebody's like, "I have a shitty crystal sword. I'm gonna trade you," and he traded me a +3 blue crystal sword. And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I guess whatever. It's not that great. I'll use it." And the patch notes hit, and he's like, "Yo, Nate, can I have that
Yo,
back?"
taking that sword back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll
I'm
give
not
you
shooting
a
out of my
bond.
PC right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
I misplaced it.
That I just gave you like at least 2 gold keys.
Oh, I
What
lost it
that
to
felt
Ghosting.
like.
Don't worry, it's fine.
And it's in the swarm.
Yeah, it's in the swarm. Out of
And it's
rotation,
done.
where it should be.
But yeah, I agree with Nate. I feel like the game hasn't gotten even remotely bored for me. I still wake up every day excited. I love I hear a lot of people role playing in VoIP now. There's a ton of teaming going on and like counter teaming, and I've had some really big fights. I've had like 4v3s where the other teams all had, like the 3 all had capes and we all didn't have capes. It's cool now that I'm finally at this point in the game. I look at the lobby, especially if I'm playing naked. I'm like, oh shit, like there's 3 cape gamers. Like, I don't know. I like get up on the stand, I like climb the tent in the lobby screen. I'm like, hey, gather round, nakeds. Like we must band together to kill these caped gamers. And like it's
Gather
kind
the
of it's
townsfolk.
fun. You get like the torches from the nudes, and we're all running around with the torches out, like yellow, and they just massacre us. But it's always a good time.
Yeah, VoIP is great for that.
Yeah, and then permadeath. Permadeath is like a forever thing. Like it's just always going to be content because you can do all the subclasses. And today I tried wizard and it was awful. I
Yeah,
just
no.
got massacred just over and over and over.
Nerf wizard.
Yeah, honestly, like they should be slower. They're too fast. Like the
So
bards
Nate,
catch me, but it takes them a little while. Like they should catch me quicker.
yeah.
Okay.
Nate,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the so they nerfed since we last talked, did they both nerf and unnerf, and then they kind of split the middle by nerfing only magic missile and what was the other one? Was it zap? What did they reduce the scaling on?
Ignite, and
Ignite.
magic missile.
That's right. So do you feel like that
So-
was a fair compromise overall?
Well, no, they had to do that because previously, like a few seasons ago, like I think playtest 5, they have already nerfed Ignite and magic missile
Right.
down to 50%, and then when they did the blanket buff to everything back to 100%, they accidentally didn't account for
Oh,
the
geez.
Ignite
So
and the
that was
magic
broken
missile.
for
So
a minute. Yeah.
it was an oversight. It wasn't like they had to fix it. It was very, very strong, very OP.
Gotcha. Okay.
So anyone who's played like previous playtests, like we're at that power level in, which is totally fine. It was just
Right.
a little bit better for a short period because of just misthinking.
Right.
They
Right.
misplayed. They messed up. It was fun for a couple days though, because a lot of
I'll
people didn't
bet.
know about it, and we're hitting for 60, 68, 70 magic missiles to the chest. Like, yeah, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair.
Jeez.
They had to do it. So yeah, no, I'm not mad at it all. They should have nerfed more, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, they might need to a little bit. On the low end, yeah, they just got to figure out how to scale. Like on the low end, Wizard still feels really, really rough if you don't have any knowledge. Like some of the cast times, the staff got some good buffs, but still, man, I don't know if they could change the animation on it slightly to make it feel a little bit more smooth, but I don't know. I spent a little bit of time with my Wizard in the last couple of days, taking him from like 5 to 12, and it was rough, man. Like it was rough going with no gear.
that's a
Like
problem.
I usually run pretty naked, and having no knowledge just feels pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, some classes should be a little bit more gear dependent, but I'm just wondering what things they can do without, like, I don't want them to overcorrect, but what are some of the things they can maybe do to make the lower tiers feel a little bit better? Not sure.
I think
So-
Go
you
ahead,
go so bad. You go back.
I was just gonna say the first thing they could do is give us loadouts, or make all trash or whatever the lowest quality of item is called. All of those should be available in all the vendors. Honestly, they should be 0 cost. Like you should just be able to pick your loadout if you want to be fast or you want to be Like honestly, I think you should be able to drop into the dungeon with a full set of gray. Like you should have gray gloves and gray leggings and gray boots and like a gray frock. And then if you're playing wizard, you can have a gray spell book and like a gray crystal sword if you want. Like
Hmm.
what's the harm in that? Because right now there's just non-stop geared groups all over norms,
Mhm.
and like having those grays isn't going to help you beat them, but it's going to help you kill those first like 8 monsters before they get to you. And I also really feel like HR needs to be free again. Um,
Oh yeah, I agree.
but like, holy shit, man! Playing permadeath today and yesterday, it's nothing but three mans and capes just fucking bard whiz hasting around the dungeon. Like they chase you even if you're naked for like 6 rooms. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've been of the mindset that HR should be free for many playtests now. I hate paid HR. I think it should just be. I think you should just have pre-level 20 lobbies and then level 20 plus lobbies. So like the new players could still learn like in a new player safe environment. But once you're 20, you're an experienced dungeon delver.
Mm,
You're out there with the sharks, and sure, like you're gonna get hit by some hammers every now and then, but it's gonna
Mhm.
create an overall healthier dungeon environment, I think.
I really
How
like
did you
that.
guys
Honestly, 15 plus since
did
15's max anyway.
so did you guys notice I didn't play a lot while it was free. I did a little bit of HR Gabo because I'd never done that ever. And I enjoyed the heck out of that. Did you guys notice a big difference while it was free?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, those is way more players.
Yeah, just insta lobbies all the time. Also, I like part of me didn't like the fact that there were almost never geared players. Like when it was free, I played it for basically 8 hours a day, 2 days in a row just to see. And first of all, my lobbies were always full, and I only killed like 1 or 2 geared players in two
Hmm.
days, and I basically never died. But the part that I liked was that those little Timmies were like learning the map and they were gathering
Hmm.
treasure. And so at the end of the
Yeah.
map, even though I wasn't killing geared players, my inventory was always full of treasure. And so I was still making 200 to 400 a run in treasure alone. And so if anything, I felt like it was sort of better. Plus, it was giving them the confidence to learn the map and then
Right.
to eventually want to bring gear in, because it's the same
Right.
thing I did. Like you run eco and you just get hammered. It's like Dark Souls. You just die in HR Goblin for like 4 to 6 hours. And then you're like, okay, well, like I realize if I bring, 3 red potions and a blue, I can actually make it to the end of the map. And then you're in PvP and you're like, okay, if I have a green sword, I might have won that fight. It's like a learning curve, and
Yeah.
especially for HR Goblin, it's the worst of every map because it's not the same map, and it's way harder. Those little black goblins like one shot
Yeah, they're no joke.
or
Yeah,
gray
like the
or
first couple
nightmare.
of days of free HR, like it was kind of bad. Very like a lot of naked rogues, a lot of naked rangers, like very scroachy. But like as it progressed, like throughout the week, people got more confident. They like learned the map. And like towards the end, I was like, oh, people are just. It just felt like playtest 3, playtest 4, like regular high rolls, where it was just people, just bunch of 3 manager, couple of scroachy rogues still, but it felt pretty healthy towards the end. And then they got rid of it out of nowhere because people were crying. I
Who
don't
was
know why.
crying?
I don't even know. I really don't even know.
Oh,
I think it
honestly, the
was
veteran chat and Sweat Discord was
yeah,
crying.
they were, but I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of anybody else. They're like complaining about the naked rogues and like the people are ruining the economy, which I don't know.
Also, I ran Naked Rogue all last night. Like you can kill somebody if you're directly on top of them and they're not paying attention with like a blue dagger really fast, but you also get 1 or 2 shot by everything. Like
Well,
a
I don't think
random
that's a
arrow just
complaint.
kills you.
That's the complaint is not like these rogues are out here just wiping lobbies. The complaint is that these naked rogues are out here just ratting around. You don't even see them half the time. They just are pickpocketing you. They're taking out the loot. They're stealing your portals. They're just griefing the lobby.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
But
what
like,
rogues
but
Little
do.
paid high
rogues,
roller, 50
little
gold high
rats.
roller doesn't fix the problem. Now you just wait
Yeah,
5 minutes to get into a lobby with 7 rat rogues. Now
true.
it
Yep.
doesn't
Right.
change anything.
Yeah, I ran US East last night when it's 50 gold and there was like 7 naked rogues anyway, and then 1 cape squad.
Like the 50 gold entry isn't stopping the issue. It's just yeah, I don't know. It doesn't solve the problem. It's a separate issue in my opinion.
Hmm.
It's a rogue issue. Just delete rogue. Yeah, I said it.
Nerf invisibility. That's the
Get rid of
best
it.
case. Nerf
Yeah.
invis.
Speaking of rogue,
Dang it.
how is the Caltrops buff treating everyone? Josh, have you been playing your rogue at all?
I'm gonna be really honest. I haven't used Caltrops yet.
Really?
I really liked it before the buff, so I know it must be stronger. I always thought it was great. It's incredible for stopping the W keyers.
Mm.
Apparently, you can set them up into like a little kid's ball pit if you put enough caltrops down, and if you bring someone there, you stack them, and it does physical damage. And so if you stack like fizzy and true damage, and they walk in there, especially if they keep walking forward, they just die. And so that to me is really funny because you only have like 6 uses, and so you just create a little caltrop pit. It's kind of like Rangers a little bit, but no, I haven't used it yet.
Interesting.
I haven't really played Rogue. Yeah, like I barely played it this wipe. I only used it when I was editing to extract camp.
I think Rogue is the only class I haven't played or leveled yet. I leveled every other class except Rogue. Because, I have standards.
The buff was significant. I got to look it up here. It was...
While you look it up, this suggestion from my chat is to make it so you can use gold to gold sync to buy loadouts for your class. Like, let's say you start at trash, and you can buy, like, for 500 gold, you can, like, fit all your slots with trash. And then each time you drop, you're always in, like, gray full. And then for, like, 1,000 gold, you can go up to, like, whites. And then that's where, like, maxes out. So at least you're always dropping to the dungeon in whites.
Interesting.
I don't really feel like that's, like, a bad thing. Also, like, no one's really going to pick those whites up unless you're in full grays. So it really only helps the lower tier.
I could see that being a quest-related achievement. I like the idea. Thing, like, yeah.
It's hard to like make these suggestions when I know quests are coming. I know it's going to be a big stimulus to the economy and for newer players.
I'm so excited for quests.
I'm really excited for quests.
Give me anything, dude. Give me quests. Give me a skill tree. I don't know. I just want something. The gameplay loop's already perfect. You just got to add to it. Just build compound content.
I'm with you. So caltrops, real quick before I forget. The cooldown time got cut in half. It was 24 seconds. Now it's 12. That's huge. Slow duration was 2 seconds. Now it's 3. And the ability count reduced from 6 to 4. I don't know. It got a minor nerf. I don't know what ability count. What does that mean?
Yeah, so it used to have 6 uses, so now it only has 4. But honestly, that because they buffed it on the front end, I think that's fine. I barely even use 6 per match anyway. Like, so if they buffed the effects and lowered the amounts, I think that's a great change.
You basically have 4 get out of jail free cards, basically. Honestly, those buffs sound. I haven't played with them at all. I ran into them a couple of times, and I've been like, why am I so fucking slow? I guess now I know why.
Yeah, I liked in my smoke tooth video, I dropped them, and then when people would hit them, they would literally look down, thinking they walked into a ranger trap, and that was my favorite. They're like, what's going on here?
And if you're a wizard, you're just half HP now, because you have 70 HP.
Right.
But
yeah, we should probably nerf those. They'll probably have less health to start with.
Hey, one of the guys in the chat over here, Creepy Outdoors, is asking if we think the falchion is too strong for the bard class. Should the falchion
for the
be
bard
removed?
class specifically? No.
Yes.
No.
Bard's the worst weapon for the falchion's the worst weapon for the bard. Rapier is the best weapon.
Yeah, rapier is best.
I think army. I even think the arming sword.
I like the arming sword. Yeah, I like the arming sword.
The falchion nerfs put that weapon in a good spot. I mean, I complain about it every day for like the first 2 weeks of wipe. No,
it's still
they did
strong.
a really good job with the falchion. It's strong.
It's good on fighter, I think.
It's good. Really good on fighter, and it's really good on warlock. But bard, not so much.
Yeah, bard, you want the movement and like the ability to poke, like with the rapier or the arming sword,
because you're fast.
Yeah,
movement speed is your durability basically. But falchion, I think falchion is probably it's in a good spot. It used to be OP. People still have their hands on like these pre-patch falchions, which are really strong. But like now the post nerf falchions, they seem like they're in a good spot.
They're in a good spot. Yeah. The legacy falchions are gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
But
I
again,
actually sold a couple.
That's gonna go away.
I didn't even know they were legacy. I didn't even know. I sold them for so cheap. I'm like, you're so stupid.
Oh no, you know what? When you said you were gonna give me that +3 crystal sword back, I was like, he's not a knower. If he was a knower, he wouldn't give that back.
Well, no, I know. I am a knower, but I know that +3 on crystal sword doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's a dead stat on the crystal sword. There's only one thing that matters on crystal sword, and it's flat magic damage. Like, sure, you're getting +8 HP or whatever from your strength and
power
and
swing speed and move speed.
It doesn't scale your magic damage though. It's garbage. It's garbage. Like,
in any case,
+3 all is at its worst on a crystal sword. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I won't disagree with that, but overall, +3 all is great.
Yeah.
My chat asks if we'll get +2 back. I like that Iron Mace. We talk about this every week in the podcast. Iron Mace goes heavy-handed, and they went from +3 all to +1 all, and they were like just full stop. And I like that change. I don't think we should ever see +2 all again. The disparity on the upper tiers of gear makes that way too strong. If you're in,
I kind of disagree. I think. I
I,
think so. They went from +1, right? They went from +1 to +3, and then back to +1. Not even
Mhm.
they didn't even try +2, right? They did like didn't even try it. But I think you should definitely be able to get +2 on your chest and legs at like epic quality or above.
Okay, if it's chest and legs, I'm in. But if we do
Yeah.
every piece, like it's such a rich game at
Limited,
that
yeah.
point. Like you really outspend. Like I've just been thinking, especially about that curse lock. When leaderboards come out, the players who are rich that have legacy gear full, that is going to destroy for
Oh yeah.
until that's lost to the swarm. Like it's gonna feel good killing somebody in +3 all. It's like 100,000 on their body. But man, they're gonna annihilate. Like, and I think day one of leaderboards, assuming we get them, like I don't really know what's going on with leaderboards. It kind of feels like they're not gonna do it this wipe. Um, if we have those, I think day one we're gonna see just nothing but legacy gear. Everyone's gonna be leaderboarding in legacy gear
Mhm.
and trying to like artifact boss again for like the first 3 or 4 days, and then all that gear is gonna be gone.
So so we haven't really established how did we feel about +3 in general? Just like go down the board.
Too strong.
Too strong. I'm guessing
Yeah.
you're the same
Yeah,
of the
having
same
it
mind.
on every piece made it way too strong. I don't know if we did what you said with +2. If we said +3 can only be on chest and legs, for example, I don't know if I'd feel that it was too excessive.
Mhm.
I don't know. I definitely think +2 would be okay if it was just chest and legs, and then epic and above. Rarity probably is a good starting point there. But I don't know. +3 might, if they just made it super rare, I think that would be better. So limit the amount of items it can be on, and then make it an extremely rare roll. I felt like that
Mhm.
stuff was, I mean, it was so common. You could find it all the
Yeah.
time. And maybe part of
You
that
can
was
find it
due to the
normally.
fact that High Roller was free, but I don't know.
No, it was a normal, but I do think if we get to a certain strength of gear, and I said this last week too, it should be on all versions of the gear. Else, because the people at the top are already going to be at the top. Like day one, Matt Gons and a lot of us were all in high roller, and we were already bossing, and we're gonna get better and better at that as each new wipe comes. Like I'm starting to boss now in level 1 gray gear with my squad, especially with the upcoming tournament. Like we're killing those bosses, and within 1 or 2 runs, we can go HR. Like I got to level 10 in like an hour, as long as you're killing bosses. And so with like the good teams are in HR day one. Like we can't have them be the only ones in +2 and 3 all, because like they're already power spiking and their legendaries and uniques and artifacts now. I just think like you need to have like maybe let the green gear go to +2 because it's basically its only stat line. But then at the upper echelons, like your amulets already have +3, excuse me, +6 strength, and then they can roll like +3 agility, +3 will, +3 knowledge. Like, those
Right.
are already like there's so many stats on that to begin with. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I think having +3 on jewels is a mistake for sure. I think it just should just be chest and legs. I think it should only be +2. I think +3 is too much. I think once you have +3 in items, basically there's nothing better. Like your best in
nothing's
slot will
better.
always be
Right.
+3.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like now all of a sudden you've lowered the diversity of gear because now everybody's looking for the same thing
Mhm.
Right.
instead of
Right.
like
Yeah, that's
some
fair
classes
take.
looking for +3 magic. Oh, this guy wanted will plus magic power chest.
Mhm.
That's cool. But now
Mm-hmm.
it's just +3 is the only option, and it kind
Yep.
of
Yeah.
dilutes the brand in a
Yeah, that's a
sense.
good call.
The only thing I'll say that was good about it is I could go to in the trade guild, I could just put on my filter to plus all gear. One
One filter.
filter, and I
That's
was
all you
like, all
needed.
right, let's wait. Okay,
Yeah.
I bought my whole set. Let's go.
It was nice for that. I would just one filter and just get back, drink your coffee. Oh, look, a nice
Yeah.
chest piece. Oh, this guy's selling it for 100 gold. What a bozo! You
Mm-hmm.
flip that real quick. You find those. Yeah, it was
How's your
fun.
economy this way, Nate?
Oh,
Are you rich?
I'm heavily invested in the ruby silver powder market, so say. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just buying out all the ruby silver powder because I'm running out of room for gold.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going
And
to gold
gold
keys.
keys are too much of a pain in the ass to buy.
Gold keys are crazy. The scams and the scameasels,
Yeah.
especially now that they're 2,500. Like now you can't even like 1.5 trade it. You have to like convert to ruby silver ingots and then also give gold.
Yeah, it's a pain. So you can just buy ruby silver ore for 20 per and then turn it into ruby silver powder, and basically
Mhm.
you're getting 300 gold slot value for 5 ruby silver powder. So you can store like value that way. I'm
Yeah.
trying to build an entire stash tab of ruby silver powder, and then I'm gonna gamble it all the way. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna roll 10,000 powders and robes and gloves, and
No, only boots.
no, robes for boots. You're all the cobalt boots. Cobalt boots.
Those
The
cobalt
white
boots
vests.
look cool.
They
Yeah,
do.
I was wearing those last night. I went naked with them into HR to mine.
Hmm.
They were terrible. I took them off a dead guy, and it had like debuff duration and like
Oof.
action speed or something.
So
And so I was just naked skeleton gaming with cobalt boots and a pickaxe. Surprisingly profitable, by the way. If you go HR Goblino, the central module that has like the triple vertical transitions and like all
Yeah.
like kind of like the scaffolding and whatnot, the nodes in HR Goblino give like 5 ruby silver per node. So every single time you hit one, it's like 125 gold per node. And so you can actually make 1,000 gold just naked in HR Goblins. And because of the issues we discussed
Jeez.
earlier, like I had one lobby, I was literally by myself. I was 1 out of 9. I waited the full 3 minutes. I was like, all right, well, this is 1,000 gold run. Like, and I just mined. I just mined and then I left. I had like 1 gold chest and like 5 or 6 ruby silver nodes and I was out.
So I've
Dang.
heard, and I haven't tested this yet, and this is one of the reasons why I made the bard, but I hear that mining is affected by luck. Apparently, you can hit the node more times if you have high luck.
Interesting.
I haven't tested it. I'm gonna test it, but I'm kind of curious because if that's the case, you could really. I'm not sure how many, like I'm not sure the exact number of inventory slots you have, but you can get a full inventory of ruby silver and easily in a raid and
Oh,
make
yeah.
tracks with like you said, 1,000 gold, like no problem, just hitting rocks.
Yep. Yeah, I did a
Just
little bit
not
of
even
mining
think
on my
that.
bard and it went fast. Yeah, if you've got all of your
Mm.
buffs up for action speed, it's super fast. I don't think
This
I
sounds
was
like a
level
good
15
video
at the
for me.
time, so I don't think I had Wanderer's Luck activated. But Josh, you mentioned something on the boots. You mentioned debuff duration. Do we know if that's been fixed? I know that was incorrect. It was having the opposite effect.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't
actually
know, to be
penalizing
honest.
you.
Yeah, I haven't
that's how
I
it
that.
was
haven't seen the
working. I'm
patch
pretty
notes
sure.
for it. It was
Pretty sure
definitely
it's that.
penalizing you.
Hmm.
That was supposed to be for warlocks, right? Or like wizards to keep the fireball, or like rogues to keep the poison on longer,
Something like
right? Like
that.
that was your
Right.
debuff duration. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I hope they fix that. 'Cause if not, like it's just a wasted stat line.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's worse than a wasted stat line. It's a literal debuff on
Oh,
you.
true.
It literally makes your
It's
gear
a
worse.
With
penalty.
curse gear.
You're wearing
Yeah.
curse gear, exactly.
I
Yep.
remember I got an insane fine curious and it just had like 5% debuff duration. I'm like, wow, that hopefully someone buys that doesn't know how it works.
Right. You got to sell to the not
You
knowers.
gotta sell it to the unknowers. Yeah.
Penalize
Some
the
poor guy.
ignorant. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Honestly, half of every game that I've ever played, the economy is always based on ignorance because people buy
Hmm.
things, especially in this game, if they're like epic and up. I've seen people sell legendaries and they just rolled like worthless. Like it's no stats. It's just like debuff duration, magical interaction speed, like action
But
speed.
it's purple.
And they sell that for like they sell it for a key, and I'm like, what? That's useless. I'd rather have a green with +1 all.
Right.
That's trash.
Yep.
The only time that matters if it's Lightfoot boots because you get more movement speed based on the rarity.
True.
Which
True.
a
True.
lot
Yeah, that's
of
a
people
good
don't know
call.
that.
Yep.
Like
Very
the
good
legendary ones
call.
have like 13 movement speed.
My chat said, "Are we
Jeez.
excited for druids to be released?" And it's just lobbies
Yes.
instead of rogues. It's gonna be all druids now. Just
Oh, yeah.
wolf forming druids sprinting around.
Come on, let's be real here. Drew's gonna come out. That's gonna have 3 unfinished spells,
Yep.
and it's gonna suck for the first 6 months.
Yeah, but those 3 spells are
No,
gonna
it
be
won't take
awesome.
6
Like
months.
it's
Come on.
gonna be bear form and thorns. And at first, thorns is gonna be insane. Like if you stack
Yeah.
magic power, you're gonna one shot anybody if they hit
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna magic missile some silly druid, and I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, you're just insta die. You'll be like, "What?"
Yeah.
We're gonna see videos of like a druid just standing there, and then all 3 people fighting him just die. Just one thorn spell.
It's gonna be like the nightmare shield skellies in Inferno with the electric shield, where if you shoot them, you
Mhm.
take damage. If you don't play,
That'd actually be
if you play
cool.
wizard, if you accidentally shoot that shield with your wizard volley, you die instantly. By the way,
Yeah.
that's, you learn
Jeez.
that the hard way. It's a mistake you learn. You make once.
Right.
You learn fast.
Is that any spell? Or does it have to be
Any spell, any hit doesn't
Any
matter.
attack, yeah, any hit at
Any
all.
attack.
Even
But
both.
since magic missile is 12 fast missiles in succession,
Mhm.
if you hit it 5 times, you take
You're
20
dead.
damage 5 times, you die
Yeah.
instantly
dang?
without even realizing. And since magic missiles like have a bit of a heat seek effect, they like even if you aim at the head, sometimes if you're far enough away, they'll like curve into the shield and
Right.
kill you. So basically, when I see one of those, I just yell at my team and like, "Help me! I can't deal with this."
Somebody go around and
Yeah, it's fun.
backstab basically seems like the way. Don't get close to the
Exactly.
shield. Yeah. Crazy. So we mentioned
yeah.
teaming a little bit, Josh. I know in Gabo you're not orchestrating. So I want to distinguish between two types of teaming. I know Iron Mace is taking a lot of it's been called to their attention, and they're trying to take
Mhm.
action to prevent orchestrated teaming in advance. And I
Mhm.
want to distinguish that between people jumping into a dungeon, using VoIP, and deciding to band together for that raid. But it wasn't premeditated. It wasn't orchestrated in
Right.
advance. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I know Spud Hunter's been really vocal. Apparently, it's a big issue in
Mhm.
the Oceania
Especially
servers.
HR Goblin. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What are your
Also,
guys'
I
thoughts?
I point it out every week, but it's Brazil too. Like I almost give them credit for how much they're teaming and like how much they're going in there. They also hunt streamers, in my opinion. Like I just have, in my own opinion, only me. When I queue Brazil, I feel more often than not I get stream sniped or teamed up against. It could be a language thing. It could be like that they hear I'm speaking English and they're like, "Hey, get out of our queue." Whatever the case is, I think pre-orchestrated teaming and guilds going together to fight troll or to mine the whole dungeon together. I like Iron Mace's stance. Get Iron Shield up and running. It's like a fucking protection dome, and it just X's them out. And if they have enough targets, like here's reports of teaming times 20, and they look and they're like, okay, these guys with these two IPs have been hit 20 times for reports for teaming. They're out. I
Yep.
like that. I think in-game teaming with VoIP, 100. I love it. That it opens up betrayals. It opens up teaming. It opens up really unique encounters. It really just drives the game, and it's a lot of fun. And I think pre-orchestrated teaming is awful, especially in HR when it's 6v3. Like it's already hard enough to 3v3. So I commiserate with the HR players that are like losing artifact gear in a 6v3 when those are like the same six people who just keep dropping together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also think when the HR was free, it was way harder to do that because queues are instant. Like I really liked free HR.
Yeah. So
But
it's
yeah.
way harder to orchestrate a queue snipe when there's more people in the queue.
Mhm.
And if
Yep.
the lobby is to touch on your like stream sniping issue, like if you have instant queues, you just load in and no one gets to see your name. No one
Right.
knows you're in the lobby. So it's way less likely for you to get stream sniped. But yeah, I think pre-orchestrated teaming should be they should handle it however they want, but it should be penalized in some way. I think if you get into a dungeon with random strangers and you VoIP and it's a natural encounter, that's part of the social aspect of the game. That's totally fine, and
Right. Right.
I want that in the game. That sounds fun and awesome.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
want that.
And
agree.
and sure, I may get 6v3'd as a non-zero number of times due to that, but like I think that's better for the game overall
Yeah, I agree.
if it's natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem with
100%.
free HR in my opinion.
Ban them.
I,
Get them
I don't
out.
think I don't think it'd be a problem at all if we had free HR still.
Yeah, I agree. Or if it is a problem, especially in the lower populated regions, I don't know how you fix that. I commiserate with Spud on that. It reminds me of the issue that they had with the cycle before it shut down, where you were just waiting forever to get in a match because it was sort of like elo based, like MMR, SBMM,
Right. Yep.
and you would like run into the same people like at the end of that game, and so at that point, like it's also not fun because you're just ramming into the same squad over and over. And I've had people in my chat talk about how they ran into Matt Gon's God like 5 or 6 games in a row at start of wipe, and they just did normal bossing to 15, and then they went HR and they were already like full epic legendaries, which is a great strat. But you can only run into that, and again, this was because HR cost money at the beginning. Also, players weren't level 15, but you can only run into the same squad so many times and be like, okay, like I can just not queue here and I can just not play here. And so free HR, run it.
So I love and hate the pregame lobby. I like
Mhm.
going into a pregame lobby and like having funny interactions with the people and VoIPing and stuff. But also, you go into a lobby and you're like, oh, look at this juice squad. Oh, look at this name that I know. Oh, Narik's in this lobby. Oh,
Yeah.
like is this squad? Oh, we have to play like this. This is a triple ranger team. You like are going into your game with this premeditated plan to deal
Mhm.
with all the threats in the lobby, and it kind of takes away from the not knowing what's going on in the dungeon feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel
I've
like
got
that
it.
they maybe get rid of the pregame lobby.
Take us back to the whale arcane room when we used to go to Inferno and everyone's in their own glass box. And you can just kind of look at squads and like the cosmic wherewithal.
That's not a
And
bad idea.
that was a really cool. Do you know what we're talking about, Arcane?
I do, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so like let's go back to that because sure you could still see the classes and stuff, but you have no idea what kind of gear they have. Like you could see capes, but like I don't know, a lot of squads would be further away. You're in your own box, like you're waving at each other. Maybe like the VoIP is like centralized, you can still VoIP.
Have dummies in each room.
Yeah, I'll have dummies in the box. Yeah, I like that. It's like an
You could
arcane,
do
like
that.
little wizard thing.
Well, what about
and
just
you could have like 3 or 4 of those.
you could keep the current state, so in kind of similar fashion, maybe achieve both things. Keep the current state, but don't allow players to inspect other players and take away the nameplates. So if you can't see a nameplate and you can't inspect, how much does that help?
That would work. Yeah, that's what I suggested that one to them.
Yeah,
because then you might see somebody and think they're like, oh, dude, that guy's geared. That's a fighter. He's wearing full metal.
Yeah,
But really,
plate,
it's dog
right.
shit
It's,
though. But
yeah,
you don't
it's all
but you
vendor.
don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good solution. Actually, that'll work. That would probably work for sure.
I kind of miss
into
the actual tavern. Like the outdoor area is nice, but I
Me too.
miss the original loading tavern a little bit.
Hard
Yeah.
agree. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Probably season 1. I keep saying I think it's going to be more personalized, maybe as well. A really good idea. I think for also a gold sync would be when you queue into a game, you go into your own tavern, and you have to spend gold to upgrade it and buy cosmetics. And so you're just walking around in the tavern, your own tavern, and you can have dummies, you can have like an NPC or like whatever you have, like decorations, Christmas trees, all the stuff from all the events. You have that, and then when the queue fills, like everyone just is sent from their own tavern into the game. So it's like a personalized tavern. And then if you're the
Your
group
guild
lead,
hall.
the like the group members that you're with in trios or duos come to your tavern. That way you can actually show it off or be like, hey, give me group lead. Like, let me show you guys my tavern. I think that would be phenomenal.
And of
Very
course
cool
they
thing to do.
can make and sell cosmetics for it, and that could be a
Mhm.
way for them to
Right.
generate
Oh,
revenue.
yeah.
Revenue.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
questing can be
Cash
tied to that.
Absolutely.
Maybe you can buy and sell trophies on Trade Guild. Like the head of the Lich is like a 1,000,000% drop chance, and you're like, oh shit, you've got the head of the Lich above the fireplace.
Yeah,
You
it'd be
defeated the darkness.
like farming mounts in World of Warcraft. It's like the flex items.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
So we
down
got-
for that. Something that would be cool.
you could buy pets. You could have like an auto in there for like 5 USD. I don't know.
Be sweet if you could import your own pet skin. That would be something.
There
Get
we
your
go.
own pets in there. So from chat over here, World of Soup says, do you guys think Rogue is too strong? If so, what aspect of their kit should be changed in order to bring them in line with the rest of the classes? So I don't think Rogue is too strong, personally. I think Rogue
invisibility needs an audio queue.
We did talk about that. I think that's a fair point. Like the hide whenever you go into it and out of it, right? That's what you said, both in and out, or definitely at least when they break stealth.
At least in. Yeah.
Oh no, it was
in
the
or
other
out. Like I need an audio queue somewhere. Like I can't just have them sitting in their box for like 40 seconds and like they just stand there by themselves. They make zero noise. All they have to do is wait, especially in Goblin when it's forcing you toward a certain box. They just get to that box first and they literally just sit in the corner, like potions off their belt, and then the second they hear a door opening or anything, they just go invis. And I will never ever know they're there.
Right.
And that's overpowered. I need an audio when they come out so I can turn and at least try to swing, or I need an audio when they go in so I can be like, oh, there's something invisible somewhere. I'm going to choose not to go in here, or I'm going to choose to fight this, or like use an AoE Holy Strike to bring them out. I need something that it's too strong. But I think that
the clash is broken. It's just a bad class. I mean, so to elaborate on that a little bit, like straight up, a rogue looking at any other class, they are the weakest class out of any of them, right? But if they get the jump on you, they're the best kind of thing. And so the rogue players are like up in arms, like, oh, my class is the weakest. I have the weakest class. I can't win these fights. I can't beat a fighter. I can't beat a barbarian. I can't beat a geared cleric. I can't. These rangers are one tapping me, and they're not wrong. They're not like 100% justified in saying that. But if they are stealth and they get the jump on anybody, they have a free win. It's just a free win, no matter what. Even if you're just you're naked with a purple rondelle, and it's just. The problem is their invisibility lasts so long that they could just sit in a room, and all of a sudden now a squad, even if a squad knows you're in that room, they cannot enter that room for a minute in your 12-minute game. So for 10% or 8% of the
Right.
lobby match,
Yeah.
they are zoned out of that room because if they go in, they're going to be -1 player. So someone in chat saying, "What about wizard invisibility?" So
It's
wizard
what,
invisibility
6
is
seconds?
5 seconds, has a large audio cue. You know they're coming. You know, you hear haste, you hear invisibility, and you know there's
Yep.
in 5 seconds there may be a wizard showing up. And if he
Right.
does, he has 70 HP. Hit him. Just fucking hit him.
Right.
Sorry. But yeah,
Yep. So
the
nerf
audio cue is the point I'm making.
rogue hide. Add the audio cue to at least either going invis or breaking your stealth. And
So
we got to
I don't even
reduce
know
the
if nerfing
duration. The
hide's good.
duration.
It's all they have though. So they have to give them something else. They have to change.
Yeah,
the
oh, you give them
class. They
something
just
back. Yeah. Give them something
Yeah.
back.
Like
Or starting health
I'm the
or
last
something.
person you would ever hear talk about rogue buffs, but like they have to just change where the power is on the class. They should have more straight up combat power, but they shouldn't be 100% reliant on getting the jump on somebody out of stealth.
Right.
Maybe lower the
Yeah.
ambush damage, or have an audio cue to stealth, but like make it so they have buff the rape, give them fucking rapier mastery like bards have or something.
Right.
Something so they can actually fight rogues, so they can fight fighters and barbarians and have a chance.
Yeah. Because I don't think you
Make
can take
throwing
that
knives
away
insane.
entirely. You can't take away the, I
Yeah.
mean, the nature of the class, the archetype, the rogue from Dungeons and Dragons. They should be the best at hiding, at being able to come out of stealth. And if they get the drop on you, they should win the encounter. But it shouldn't be auto win. And they should have more, like, you know, when you mentioned that they could be naked and only have a purple dagger and still get most geared players down, like they need to have a little bit more opportunity cost than just that. Right?
I agree. So maybe you just like move more of like their weapon damage onto their gear and less onto their weapons. I'm not sure how you would do it, but them going in naked with one item, but being able to win.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I mean, you kind of you could almost do that in Wizard with the spell book almost.
Yeah, I don't know.
Give me a spell book and some lightfoots, you know, maybe I can.
Yeah, we need some like will too to like really boost that. Like really,
Yeah,
the
you need
rogue
some
naked
rings.
with like a +1 all blue stiletto. You stab that dummy in like 2 seconds, like and you just hit it for like 220. With poison and rupture and weak point, and you're just like it's dead, or like ambush, hide, rupture, whatever the case is. You just killed somebody, like almost always.
Yeah.
Granted, getting to that position can be hard, at least in HR. But yeah, so moving on from rogue, what else do we want to nerf? Let's do some Iron Mace.
What do we want to nerf?
Yeah, what do we want to nerf? Let's nerf some Rangers.
Yeah.
What do you want to nerf so bad? Well, what pisses you off?
Honestly, I think bards are still too strong. They have too much utility. I don't mind the bard meta so much. I just think that they do every other class's skill. Like you basically have to have a bard, and they're just good at fucking everything. Like sure, it's a high APM, and a lot of times it's a non-combat class, but like the weakness, the healing, the clarity, the speed, the armor, the debuff, the AoE damage, like it's just is like a ridiculous class. Honestly, I feel like we just, man, I hate to say this, but I feel like we just redo bard. Like just honestly, just get rid of it. Like, dude,
no, I think when they do the skill trees, man, you're gonna be happy. I kind of.
I don't think we're gonna get skill trees.
Oh, so to kind of play off of it,
so far away now. Like I think they've pushed that because they just keep fucking churning classes out. So how are they gonna balance the skill trees when like we can barely balance the classes?
So I agree that bard definitely does too much. So I was talking to my friend Vix earlier, who's a very good bard player.
Oh yeah,
and
he's really good.
We were kind of in agreement that like bard has too much going on, and they kind of have to simplify it. And like one way they could do that is you get rid of your spell memory too, so you only have one spell memory.
Yep.
But you have to give them, but yeah, like clerics, but you have to give them another relevant skill.
I like that. That already that is
in your CUNY slot, like something that matters, but they have to choose 5 spells and really choose like what kind of class they're playing. Are they going to be the battle bard? Are they going to be the full support? Are they going to?
I love that. Yeah, that's perfect.
But that would only work if they give them like another QE ability that's like viable.
Right. The fact that right now they have 10 and they're like, oh, like what should I get rid of? All fucking 10 of these are really good.
Which 10 of these 12 should I pick?
10 of these 12, like what the
19.
hell?
Dude, there's 19. 19
That's crazy.
options.
Warlock has
There's 19
4.
songs.
Get it? Yeah.
Crazy.
I like that. Like honestly, that was a really good cleric nerf. You get 5 spells. Boom. That solved so many issues with cleric. Like now they're not good at everything. They're good at what they choose to bring.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect
And
suggestion.
then you could really choose like, I'm the bagpipe bard guy. I use the bagpipe and the drum, and that's it. So you could drop
Right.
like 2 of your instruments.
Mhm.
So that would like solve 2 issues, honestly.
Dude,
Yeah, there we go. You
bagpipes.
solved
There
it.
you
Take
go.
that one's free, Iron Man. That
Honestly,
one's free.
that one's
I
free.
want
Yeah.
bagpipes.
I
Now
talk about
I'm
heavy-handed. That's
sold on
heavy-handed
bagpipes
too.
now.
Like you get 5 spells.
Oh yeah, I want when they announced Bard out there, my first thought was, oh dude, a bagpipe. Let's fucking go.
We need it. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of
Need
that.
it.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I think that idea is fantastic. I was thinking when they do skill trees that you would have to spec in to certain instruments and that you would be capped. Like you could only become a master at 2 instruments, and therefore
Mm.
you're gonna be that bard permanently, and you would have to roll different bards for different instruments to
that.
play those
Like
songs.
subclasses.
But I think what Nate just went over, I think that solves both those problems and gives you a little bit more flexibility. So I don't know.
You
We
get to
all-
choose what kind of bard you want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But should that be permanent or should it be game to game? Should it be something you have to build into your character over time through skill trees, or should you be able to do it in between raids? That's the question.
I like in between. I already feel like a lot of people play a lot of different classes, and we shouldn't be like hard stuck to like 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, being able to change your abilities and experiment and play
It's
the
a
game
big
freely is
improvement.
huge, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially transitioning from solos to duos to trios. There's so much room to go.
Unless respecking is like reasonably accessible.
Hmm.
Like if
Yeah,
it's,
if respec can cost gold, that'd be fine. If it was like 100 gold. Well, I don't know. That still really hurts like only the lower end of the player base. Like none of the rest of us would care about that.
Yeah, 100 gold's 1 raid though. I mean, even in normals.
Yeah, but it's 1 raid if you're good. Like
yeah, it's like 7 raids if you're so bad.
I don't know. Like sometimes it's hard. Like when even though I have a lot of like I don't have liquid wealth, right? I just have like other things. And so even right now, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I have to go run 2 normal goblins, and then I can afford to like bring my campfires and my potions for HR, which I don't mind doing. But if I also had to reclass for 100 gold on top of that, I don't know. It seems like an inconvenience for this game. I feel like it's fine how it is.
Yeah, maybe. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I think either way it could be fine. I think having gold sinks in the game is good, especially if you're removing the high roller gold sink. Like you want gold sink somewhere. I just don't think you should have it gating your basic entry fee to play the video game. So you have to put gold sink somewhere else, or whatever that may be. I've been saying for the longest time, I wish this game had like gear durability. I think people that get really good gear sets and they have them forever if they don't die is bad. I think that ultimate in any game that ultimately leads to an overinflated economy. Any game, I think Tarkov, WoW, any game, it's a problem. The gear should break down over time, or you pay money to repair it, or ruby silver ingots or whatever it is.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Like in blue and lower, you spend cobalt ingots to repair, and then in purple or higher, you spend ruby silver ingots. That would really drive the market.
Yeah, that would really get people out into the mines too, which is cool.
It'd be toiling.
Whatever gets people into the mines makes me happy. I love mining.
I hate mining, but I started doing it 'cause it's so profitable right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. No, mining's great, dude. No, you want people mining in your game. You want to go into a room and if you hear that ting ting, you get a little excited. You get excited.
Excited for sure. Especially when I'm kidded in HR. I'm like, this guy's mining. Especially when they're geared. I'm like, why do they must not want that gear set? Like,
imagine just roll. You and your friends just get home from work. You guys hop into a normal lobby of 3 men, and you run into pyramid room and you hear ting 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 ting. You're like, oh, these idiots are they're down the whole mining.
They're in the
and they jump down there to get you, and it's just rank 1 wizard Ken just in the mining hole with a fireball just ready. That's great.
Oh, you know what? My chat just asked about thoughts about removing player trading. I talked about this last night with Spud Hunter.
I'd be down.
And now it's kind of in circulation because it worked pretty well for Tarkov in a way. So I just want to get your guys' opinions on removing of player trading, but it comes with a lot of like stipulations because you could still drop with the trio and drop them gear on the ground. Like you would have to do a lot to get there, and I feel like it's too many resources right now. Like I think trade guild works personally.
I want more trading,
More trading.
but no, I want the trading system to be better. I like trading. I like game economies. So just to go into your point, why would you want to get rid of trading because of RMT or just to get rid of it in general? Like, what was
I
the
don't know.
point?
I don't know. Like the last time was the first time I heard about it, and I don't like that. My suggestion was give us an auction house so we can sell 3 or 4 items at a time, like Tarkov. You can only have like 3 items listed until something sells, and then you can list something else. And then you just put your expensive items on the auction house, and then you go to Trade Guild to sell anything else, and then put some like taxes on auction house. So like really, it encourages people to only put the expensive or plus all gear on there, and then you just quick shop in Trade Guild for like little greens or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
And
'Cause
that I like.
you get a really good item off lit or something. Yeah, even though it's a really good item, if you want to get like what it's worth, it's gonna take you fucking 5 hours and trade until
Mhm.
somebody bites. And nobody wants to sit in trade guild for 5 hours just spamming,
Right.
want to sell XYZ for 5 keys. Like, let me put that on the auction house, like the big items, but you could still buy and sell your smaller items on the trade guild. I like the trade guild person. I think it's really cool. Like, it was definitely a good addition. It needs to be refined a bit, in my opinion. I think it's okay.
Well, they were
I think
talking
it's
about
I think
this
it's
on
okay.
The Darkest Hour last night as well with Sequisha. Good episode, boys. If any of you are out there watching,
Shout out.
yeah, for sure. They were talking about maybe just dumping trading altogether, but I didn't catch. I was kind of multitasking, working,
Mm.
and listening to the pod. So I didn't catch what the main reasoning was behind it. What would some of the reasons be for dumping trading altogether, other than RMT? Would it be, do you feel like the rich is it a way for simply the rich to get richer and it keeps the people that are at the top of the ladder constantly at the top because trade is available? They never have to work to find, like, there's no element of luck really at that point because they can just go buy anything they want and craft the perfect gear set. They don't have to go out and necessarily dungeon delve to find it.
S- So I like to kind of compare it almost to a game called Path of Exile. I know a lot of people play it. I'm not sure if you guys play it, but Path of Exile has a very big economy where you buy and trade stuff, and you can like make specific builds and
Mm-hmm.
be at like maximum power because you could buy the right stuff. But they also have a different league mechanic called solo self found, which basically removes trading from the equation. So you basically have to go into your games and you have to like find the right gear and build
Mm-hmm.
around the gear that you find. And it like kind of like you're saying, you can't tailor buy the perfect gear set. You have to like go in and farm and grind and like, oh, I got this sweet pair of mage legs. You want this, Nate? Oh yeah, sure. Oh, dude, I got these barbarian axe. Yeah, I'll give this to my friend or my party member or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to like make do with what you got, and then you have to be a little more creative. You're not always at maximum power, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you could do that, and that's kind of like the beauty of a game like this that has seasons. Because if Ironmates wanted to, they could be like, all right, season 2, we were doing solo self
Yeah, it's a good
found,
call.
no trade guild. We were doing
Yep.
one season without trading as an experiment. Good luck.
Right.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds awful. I think you got to do that at the end of the season, like the last 3 days of the season, no more trading, and then let's just see how it works. I like what you're saying, but that sounds terrible. Like, why? What's the point of buying gold and stuff? And that means when I wipe, I just have to like 0 to hero every time.
No, you could build up your bank, but you have to build it through items that you find, not like items you buy.
Man, that
You know
means
what?
I can't save anything for like anybody but myself. So like that means like 90% of the gear in the game I just wouldn't pick up anymore
Yeah,
if I can't trade it. That
but you
sounds
pick it up.
terrible.
You pick it up for you or your friends. You're part. You're playing solo, so I guess it's a little different for solo players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I would have to
Yeah,
skip so much gear. I'd be like, well, I can't
mhm.
trade that. Like that sounds terrible to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now
Um,
think about it, it works for PoE, but it doesn't sound like it might work in.
Not like it sounds like a fun personal challenge, like a video or something, or like just like a day of only like soloing. But man, I don't know. Like no trade guild seems really weird to me. This game is very heavily like there's always thousands of people in there. Like even now, if I loaded the game up, I'm pretty sure there'd be at least 1,000. There'd probably be like 1,000 in fighter alone, and then
Mm.
everybody else is just scattered. Yeah, I don't know. Like I really feel like Iron Mace's recent attempts to stop RMT by making it so they can't trade or go to HR for 5 days, and they buffed Iron Shield to like just rail the hackers and the RMTers. Like I feel like that's enough. They seem way more in touch with getting rid of hackers and RMTers than any other game I've ever played. Like
So,
they don't like them.
do you want to talk about RMT for a bit? Like, how do you guys feel about the RMT situation at the moment? Think it's bad? Think it's getting worse? Think it's getting better? Have you
I don't.
experienced it personally?
No, I haven't, and I haven't looked into it much either. So I'll defer to you guys on that. I don't have enough knowledge to
I
have a
love
legit
RMT.
opinion.
Do you?
I love
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think if somebody really works their ass off to like fight bosses, and one in every like 3 weeks they pick up a unique or like an artifact and they sell it to somebody for like $60, and that player goes into Goblin and they have no idea how to play the game, but they just spent $60 on an artifact and they just die to Swarm. I'm fucking
Yeah. So
I'm applauding every side of that.
it's
Like,
really funny you said that because I thought I was about to. Because I have like
you saw
a
the
pretty.
video?
No, I have a hot take on RMT.
Okay.
I don't give a shit if people RMT in a game that's full loot. Right? If I know RMT like breeds people hacking and exploiting to sell gold, that's bad. Get rid of hackers, get rid of cheaters, obviously. But if this is a full loot game where if I kill you and take your shit, I
Mhm.
don't care how you get it. If you swiped your credit card kind of
Exactly.
thing. I know that and people hate me when I say this, but as long as it's like not as long as I could bring you back down to zero by killing you with my sword, I don't care how you got the gear, as long as it was not by cheating or exploiting.
Mhm.
I know that's a hot take. I know people hate me,
I
but
have a really hot take too. I'm actually totally with you, especially because most of the games, I talk to my chat about this a lot. A lot of the games counteract RMT and hacking by just selling you the currency for way cheaper. Albion sells you gold. World of Warcraft sells you tokens, like et cetera, et cetera. It always becomes a thing at some point in the game's lifespan for the most part. And so I could see Iron Mace doing that too at some point. Like you would hate to see that, but at the same time, like somebody gets off work and they only have an hour to play, they don't want to start from fucking grays every single time. They want to be like, you know what, I'm going to spend $5 today and I'm going to get 1,200 gold and I'm going to buy a set of +1 all greens and I'm just going to actually get to play the game for a little bit. I might win a couple fights, what have you, and then whoever kills them gets all that good gear. And so for me, I like it, and it's
like,
the same thing with Albion. If
well,
someone
if
buys
there
like
was a
the best
magical
set in
button,
the game,
if there was a
mhm,
magical button I could press that would get rid of all RMT, I would press that button. But
sure.
you can't. You just can't. Like, Tarkov has been trying for years, and they are ruining their game by trying to
Mhm.
get rid of it. I don't know how you could stop it. I think you just have to like ban the egregious people, right? Like the people that are like posting about it in trade chat. Like that's crazy. But
Yep.
I just don't know how you could stop it without ruining your game like Tarkov did,
I
without ruining
can't
the
stand
marketplace.
Tarkov's auction house. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to play that game that much anymore because I don't want to spend a ton of time playing. And I will never learn the maps of the bosses to get like the tier 5 and 6 armors. But way back when I started, I could just buy like T5 armor and like a pre-made like super gun and be like, okay, like I worked all day, I have like 600K, I want to go kitted. Now I'm like, okay, like I don't know, like I have to really work around it, and I can't buy half the shit, and I have to quest, and I have to level my hideout, and I don't want to do all that. Like I don't want to play that game like a job. I just want to play once in a while, and I feel like if Dark and Darker goes that way, I don't feel like it's going to, and like I would hate to see it go that way. And so by getting rid of Trade Guild, I feel like we would go in that direction. It can't be a job. Like I like that I can just log in and be like, I'm gonna play Trade Guild today, or like
Mhm.
I'm gonna sell some stuff and then buy a pickaxe and then mine, and like I'll have like 3,000 gold in like a couple hours.
Yeah, I spent my entire morning eating my breakfast, drinking my coffee, just buying ruby silverware, just flipping. It was great.
Just flipping.
Just flipping, dude.
Just
Stoinks.
flipping. Goddamn diamond hand, ruby silver powder.
Oh, dude, we're all in. We're all in on the ruby silver stoinks, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's like an unsolvable problem. I don't know. I can't even think of a game at the top of my head that has handled the RMT problem well.
I think Albion did good.
Yeah, I
Albion,
guess.
we still have trading. We still have like a premium/free account system. And then now they sell you gold, but also you can earn gold in game by just transferring your silver to gold. And then there's like a player driven stock market for gold. And almost universally over time, the gold price goes up and you get more silver, more in-game money back when
Mhm.
you buy like gold because it's mostly a real money thing.
Yeah, well, so it works because Albion's has like a decent economy where like gear breaks all the
True,
time, and
true.
it's full
There's
loot
a lot of
game. So
churn in that
yeah,
game.
people
Yeah.
are always losing stuff, and same gear is in rotation over and over forever, and it's not inflating for months
Mhm.
on end.
That game has one of the best full loot systems I've ever seen, especially because if you kill somebody, like 20% of their gear just breaks, or more sometimes. But then if you loot them and then you die, 20% of all your shit breaks, including what you looted from them. So like if enough
Mhm.
people kill each other in a fight while looting, like there's no fucking gear left. And
That's good.
it's good. It can be really good. It can also be frustrating sometimes when you kill somebody and everything's broken. And you're like, cool, like that guy was worth 100 million. I got like 10K.
So how do you
Um,
feel? How do you feel, Arcane? You've been quiet in this
mhm.
conversation. We've over here
So
talking about how we like our not
I
like RMD, but like
I get both sides, and I was just thinking I had to look it up real quick. Have you guys ever watched Viva La Dirt League before?
no, I have
This
not.
channel
Enlighten me.
is something that you guys are gonna have to tap into. They do some fantastic videos, most of them gaming related, very tongue in cheek. They did a 3-minute. So, did anybody bring their clip with them? Clip of the week.
I definitely did not get that set up.
I
All
also
right.
didn't, but I'm
That
sure I
might
could pull
that might
one.
be something we set up for next week, or if you have something, we can do something now.
Well, this is 3 minutes, and it's very apropos for exactly what you guys are talking about. If you want to watch
All
this,
right. Yeah, link it in the HTL and we can all watch it at the same time.
all right, here, chat. Oh, let me do that over here. One.
I'm sure I could pull one up
Okay.
though. I'm sure you could too, Nate. Like if they clip for you, you can just go into your clips and then just
Yeah,
push
no,
like most of you.
I just don't have my scene set up for that right now. It's a problem.
I was just gonna get a live screen and full screen it.
There we go.
Scuffed.
All right.
Scuff
This is
screen.
classic.